Hello everyone, it's Marina here from Soul in the Raw. It's so bright, but I'm still gonna speak and it's gonna be great. So today I wanted to talk about a pretty serious subject, and it's motivated by the fact that I have a lot of different friends and family that are going through different healing situations, whether it's just, something lighter like a cough or headaches or stuff like that, or even in the hospital. And I think that this lifestyle is very much supportive of that kind of situation. And so I really wanted to talk about how to support yourself when you are in a healing crisis or healing situation. So a healing crisis can be anything from just, having a cough or a cold, or being more seriously ill. So even being in the hospital and going through surgery and things like that. And before I start, it's very important for me to say that these tips that I'm going to give you, I think they're great, but I think it's very important to consult with your doctor about them because they can interfere with your medication or with other procedures you're doing as part of your medical treatment. So that's very important for me to say. So in our Western society, we often take medication when we feel pain. And that's not always a bad thing. I've done it in the past for years until I sort of realized that I think pain is there to tell us something. It's not just to torture us. So it's very important to listen to that and, in general, to listen to your body, but to listen to pain and what is it trying to say. So for me, for example, I was suffering from very serious period cramps, and I'm sure that I'll talk about that in future episodes because I know that many women go through that, and it's very important to talk about. So I would take a lot of ibuprofen, and what that does is just kind of shut off the pain and the symptom of the pain, but not the underlying cause. So it would just keep hurting and hurting, and these medications and their side effects would impact other areas of my life. So I think as much as we can, it's important to listen to that pain and consider what it's trying to tell us. So according to the natural hygiene approach, which I really believe a lot of it, when we are sick, it's actually toxins accumulating in our bodies. So toxins are basically, we get them from people smoking around us, from cars, from negative emotions, and from stress, and of course also from the foods that we eat. And our body is made to be healthy. It's not made to be sick. So it knows how to filter these things, but we have to allow it. So when our body is busy with digestion and mainly with digestion, that's the biggest amount of energy goes to digestion, it can't have energy for healing. And that's why some of these tips are basically ways to support yourself when you need to heal from a cough or from a bad breakup or any difficult situation that your body is going through, or when you just feel kind of down and that you're about to get sick. I think these are great things to do. So the number one tip is to get good sleep. And I always take that for granted, but I think when I suddenly don't go to bed between I would say like 9 and 10, I definitely feel it in the morning. I feel a lot more tired and that I don't have energy for the things that I used to have energy for. So I definitely recommend listening to yourself. Everybody's different. Everybody needs different amounts of sleep. Some people do great on 6 hours and some people need to get 8 or more. So just listen to yourself and go to bed between even 8 and 10 as much as possible. And I know that we're young and we like to go out, but I think that's something that's extremely important when you're trying to heal your body and to rest properly. The second thing I would recommend if you are trying to heal is to just do some light exercise, nothing too crazy. And even if you're just detoxing, you decide to kind of like have a cleanse once a year or once every 6 months. During that time, don't go crazy, don't go running marathons. Just like do some stretching every morning and some yoga, which I'm about to do, actually, really. And just kind of like move, because the movement helps the toxins out of your body, but don't go crazy and be so tired that your body is kind of dealing with recuperating. That doesn't make sense. So the third tip is, in order to facilitate the toxins exiting from your body, I recommend drinking plenty of water. So that can be around 2 liters of water, more or less. And make sure that you're drinking filtered water, or you can always purify your water with fruit, lemon juice, all those kinds of things. Just put them in your water and put that water in the fridge overnight, and you'll have purified water. The fourth thing is that when we're healing, we want to minimize digestion. So as I mentioned before, we want our body to have the energy to do other things besides digesting. So you can try to eat more raw food, even to 100% raw for that time. And what that means is not cooking your food. And what that does is it's much easier to digest because of all the enzymes intact, which we need to digest our food with. And so our body can be busy with healing, which is what we want to do during that time. So you have lots of options when it comes to the intake of food into your body when you're healing. You can do a raw food cleanse, or just smoothies, which have the fiber in them, or just juices, which do not have fiber, or just water fasting. And the order that I said these is very important, because water fasting, I think, is the most extreme, and some people even do a dry fast without water. And definitely, I do not recommend doing that when your body's not prepared. If you're not prepared for it, don't do it, because it can do you more harm than good. It can make you very, very sick. Headaches, nausea, and all that kind of stuff. And actually what I do with my clients is I go through stages until they're ready for that kind of detox. And when you're sick, you want to support yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself even more. So just pick the level that you really feel intuitively ready for and comfortable with. It can be just eating fruits for a day. So just minimizing the work of your digestive system. The fifth one is to be around positive people and to ask for help. So, I really believe that when we're around really positive people that have great energy, it rubs off on us. And very negative people also rub off on us. And I've dealt with many situations where my friends were going through very hard times and they turned negative for that time. And that's happened to me also as a person. Although I'm very positive and I'm a very happy person, we all have times in our lives when we become negative. But during this time, when you're healing from something, it's very important to surround yourself with positivity for that time. Just focus on yourself, put yourself first and your problems first and your issues that you're dealing with, and just try to be around those people that'll make you happy, and also people that you can ask for help from. That's very important. Just ask when you need it, even though it's hard for many of us. When you're sick, just know how to ask for help. It's something that you learn over time, but we all can learn how to do that. My sixth tip would be to be in fresh air. So it's really funny, but I have to say I'm guilty of this. Even though I work from home and I go to meetings. When I work from home in particular, I tend to not go outside, and I feel the impacts of that for sure. And when you're sick and you're in a tight room and all the air is kind of stuck in there, that's not going to facilitate the healing that you're looking for. So the best thing to do is just try to walk outside, do your exercise just walking outside, or just have your meal outside, which is really, really nice. I really like eating outside. And just try to spend as much time outside as you can. When it's really hot and very, very sunny, I wouldn't recommend it, although I'm doing it right now for the video, but I wouldn't be doing that. But what I recommend is, in the morning or kind of around sunset, which are the best times, just to get some sun for your vitamin D and just breathe fresh air and do some deep breathing outside. It's really, really wonderful to allow those toxins to exit your body. And also grounding. So grounding is just being in contact with the earth, which has a lot of negative ions, and it instantly makes you happy. It's incredible. If you ground, it's very important not to have plastic or anything like that separating you from the earth. So just sit on grass or sit on a towel on sand. It's really great, and it really energizes you immediately. And my last and most important tip is to not be angry with yourself for the situation that you're in. So for me, that was getting very, very heavy periods and cramps. And I would be so angry, just like, why is my body doing this? And why do I deserve this? Why is this happening to me? And when you do that, you literally clench everything, and your muscles are so tight, and all that bad energy, all the toxins, everything just stays in your body. And I really experienced that when I learned how to breathe better and how to let go. And I still do that on the first day of my period. If I have any pain, I just relax and breathe, and it helps so much. It's unbelievable. I didn't believe it until I tried it. And so it's very hard. It's hard sometimes not to be angry at your circumstances or at yourself. And it's a learning curve to kind of let that go. And I think it's just something that you practice, every time that you get sick, you practice just saying, I'm not angry with myself, I'm not angry with my circumstances, I'm doing these things to get better, and I'm going to do them. And I'm not going to sit here and just have these negative feelings. I'm just going to do something to feel better. So it takes time, and I'm also working on that, but it's part of healing. We are whole beings, and our emotions are important, our food is important, our exercise, it's the whole package. And we can't expect to get better just by doing one thing. You have to cover all these different areas. So I really hope these tips are helpful for you. I'm going to send this video particularly, and I dedicate it to all my friends who are having whatever health issue they're having. I wish you all great health, and I hope that you adopt some of these, as many as you feel comfortable, and I'm sure that if you do, they'll really help you heal and on your journey to better health in general. So, but don't forget, to always consult with your doctor when you're doing this. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.